Hello everybody and welcome back to our single player world. Today I want to get started on a brand new project, and this is actually a fairly large project, and it's one that I've wanted to do actually ever since I built this world. In fact, in our very first house, our very second house in fact, you guys will know this one, you know what I'm talking about, this one right over here. If you guys are not too familiar, this is I think episode 2 of this series. We built this house, and going down here, I built this little room at the bottom. And my plan was that we were going to have things going off in each of these directions. In this direction here, we've got a little tunnel going over to our bar area, which, as you can see, goes through this way. And these are meant to be related to sewers in some way of our city, like the sewage system of our city. And I think it works quite well. Let's just close that off and go back the other way. And probably keep this at the ready, just in case of a creeper. We definitely don't want one of those around here. So this is what I'm thinking, right? So I've got this one here. We'll close that up. I've got this one over here, which goes also out just into a bit of a back area here, into the back of these houses. We've got lost doors there we're going to have to replace. But we've got one that goes absolutely nowhere, which is around this way. And this is actually going back towards, you can see actually I've filled up a little bit of it, but this is going towards the mountain. Like the mountain is up over there. The entrance to our village is over there. So I'm thinking, for the final thing, in fact, I think I was originally planning on putting it down this over here, but I never did. I wanted to make, and I don't think I've ever even mentioned this, to be honest, but what I was planning on doing was eventually this underground zombie village. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it sounds probably a little bit far out of this world, but I think we could actually do something pretty cool with this, and I've got a plan to connect that area up over there to this area over here, which is another unfinished project, which, when shulker boxes came around, this was pretty much useless to us. But I was going to build a giant storage room, automatic storage room down here, and I was just messing around with some ideas here, and obviously that's what's left. But we never actually got to it, because as I say, we got shulker boxes, we didn't need to store everything in like a big giant storage area, and this seemed to work quite well for us, just holding these boxes with all of our items. So I think we've given up on this idea. And what I think we can do is maybe experiment with this new little zombie idea by making this area over here an underground zombie village, and well, zombie villages specifically, village. That was what I was thinking, and I think we can get this to work really, really well. I think it'll just be something a little bit different to what we've done before, and that's really what I'm hoping for. Now, as I say, I want it to be connected to the sewage system, and there's another idea that I've had for a while, which was to connect over here. Let me just move around this way. Go around to this side here, bam, and connect this area up here, like a little bit of an outlet into the river, to our village. And I was thinking this spot over here has always been the spot I've eyed out for this. I've always thought that this would be a really cool spot, just to have like a pipe coming out with a little bit of water dripping out of it, and that's what I'm thinking. I think we're gonna do that sort of thing like that over there, I'm guessing. We'll see how we go. So this is actually going to be a fairly large project now, guys, so we definitely won't finish everything this episode. That is for certain. There's no way I will finish everything I've got planned for this in this episode. Why did oh, I must have got caught on those vines. I was wondering why I walked a bit slower there. So we're definitely going to have to split this up, but I think it's going to work really, really well, and it's just going to add something else to this part of the village, because on this side here we've got some stuff underground on the other side, and the underground stuff, despite the fact you don't see it, it just gives it that little bit more character, and that's what we're going for. We would just want that little bit for you to explore. One day when someone downloads this world, they might not know about it, go in there and find something really cool that they might not have known about. In fact, a lot of people don't know about all the tunnels and stuff. There's still tunnels on this side which are probably never going to connect up. Now, one thing I want to do before I forget is in this area here, the library, you guys might remember that when we built the tree on top of it, we ended up having a dirt roof in the library, a dirt ceiling. I've come back in a stream a while ago, and I forgot to show you guys, and we have fixed up the roof. We've made it look pretty again, and I guess I could probably get rid of this portal right now. Yeah, I think I might just actually do that right now before I never do it again. But we'll get rid of this portal, and I want to actually add in a few more things to the library just to get it to look completed again. Because of course this thing has taken quite a beating. We haven't been here, I think, since episode, well, working on it since episode 6 or 7 or something like that. Somewhere around there, we would have last messed around with this library, and I'm actually amazed I can hear some redstone under there. I think that's from our villager spawn. I didn't realize that the elevator comes all the way down underneath here. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So what I think I'll do now that I've got you guys knowing hopefully what I want to build, and by the way, I think this is going to be quite an interesting build. I'm going to go and clear out that area down below where we had our storage area that I was talking about, because I think that's going to be the ideal spot for it, A, and B, I've got a lot of clearing to do, so I'm going to get started on that right now. All right, so we've now got a giant, big cave over here, and it's I think it's looking all right. Obviously, we still have to, well, like size-wise, the overall shape, no way. It's got a flat roof, it's got a flat floor, it's got really unthought-out walls. We're gonna get to that. We will think about them in the future. In fact, yep, okay, cool. I thought I'd already hit almost the top. So we've still got quite a bit of room that we can go up with over here as well, which is great. It's very, very good. So what the plan is, let me go through this plan, right? So imagine you come down here. This is going to be a little bit of a hidden, sort of hidden thing to come down on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk out here. We're going to see an entire village, mini village, of course, not very big things. And I'm planning on doing a few little houses out here. You know what I mean? Things around here with a few streets. Very, very small, not well, actually, I don't know. Actually, it could be a bit larger than what I'm thinking. And then into the walls as well, we're going to have some stuff. So I'm thinking it'll probably have a little dip down here. That's why I dug this area out, as if this is where there's probably going to be a bit of water. We're going to walk along here. And then we're going to have a few shops or whatever is down here. We'll see what goes on. That's the beauty of it. We don't have to decide right now. And then, of course, I'm planning on fixing up all of this to actually look like a proper thing. So you can see here, we can maybe pull this out here, do stuff like this, just to make it look a bit more smooth. And yeah, of course, get rid of all the diorite. That's actually what I've been up to in the past few minutes. I've just been getting rid of a bit of the granite and diorite that's been sticking out here, just because it doesn't look very much like it should be in the cave. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. There you go. It doesn't suit it. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I've got haste. That haste just cutting through everything. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that sort of thing. Just slight details. We'll eventually get to them. It's not a problem. So what I want to do today, and this is what I want to start on for this project at least, is getting this little piece at the back here started, because of course the rest of it kind of needs to be thought out. The only things I can do currently today is this one here, this part over here, which I'm thinking is going to work really well. Of course, bringing in the law of this over here being our very first mineshaft that we ran in this world, and I mean, that's a really cool thing. So what I'm planning on doing is having this as a mine, like a mine shaft that's been closed off underground here. And we're going to build that up, make it look a bit spooky. I want it to look a little bit spooky. It's kind of like a ideal Halloween build, almost what we're doing underneath here. So I want this to look a little bit spooky, like a closed-in haunted mine shaft that, of course, going down here, we're going to hide it because we're going to have doors here. But we're going to have a haunted mine shaft over here, and I think they'll look really, really cool. And then we'll go over to this side here, and we'll also have an entrance, which won't be too... I think it'll look more just like a bit of a pillar supporting this that you kind of hide... Well, it's kind of hidden behind here, and then we can go up and down here. And I think it'll look really, really cool. Then eventually, what I plan on doing is adding in that pipe that I was talking about. And I want that pipe to come through from somewhere here and just go out that way. I've got some really cool ideas for that pipe to stop things from getting in and out, and I think it'll look really awesome once it's done. So what I've got here is actually, I don't have my shulker boxes. I thought I had them on me. Turns out I didn't end up taking them out. Let me get rid of those there. And we may as well get started on this. So let's do that. Get that one out, and we'll probably take those. We'll definitely use them eventually, so may as well make it useful there. And I know where. I was going to say I'm missing some of them, but I realized where I've put them. I've put them up for me to pillar up on a beacon. You guys, you'll see if you saw what I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean. So don't worry. All right, so obviously spruce wood. We've got a bunch of it, and I never use it. So I want to use it for this build. And what we're going to do is we're going to just do a very simple mine shaft thing here. In fact, we'll do it one more out here. And there's logic behind that. There's a reason. And the reason is that I want to have a little bit of a gap before this goes down here. Just so that we've got a little bit more room to play with, and we don't have to mess with stuff a bit later. There we go. Do that there and here. Okay, so make this look like it's being held up by this beam. There we go. There we go. Obviously, very similar to the one we've done outside, but that's cool. That's cool. All right, so now that we've got this very basic thing, of course, it's nothing too impressive. I'm thinking here is where we can now get into the... Where did I not take my... I thought I took my box of goodies. So there it is. This is the one I want. I want this one. So now what I'm thinking of doing is maybe just adding in a little bit of this, just to look like it's coming down here. In fact, cobblestone would be even better. Cobblestone stairs will just look a little bit like it's actually been blasted out. And now we're just replacing it with this so that it looks like it's held. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then we can do that. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll play around with this. These are some things we have to fix up. Okay, cool. And why I want this here, let me go further now. So why I'm thinking we should put in these things here for the support is really to hide the next thing we're doing, which is the doors. And I think if I do it like that and that will look, yep, somewhat spooky. Very, very simple. We're gonna make that not too simple in a few minutes. Let's start getting a little bit of detail in here, and we'll start adding in a bit of support on the roof as well. So maybe we can do this here. And this is why I think it'll be good to get this area properly planned out as in terms of the cave, because then we can start building things without having to worry about the way it's going to be shaped. We know how it's going to be shaped, and we can work our builds in here. So if I do this, just get a little bit of stuff going on here. Man, I emptied so much of this this stone in here, and now I need it. Great. Yeah, I can see this coming along. I can see this coming along. It's all about the shape in this. I think that's what's going to make this build look so good. So doing things like this, just shaping it, you know, kind of like what our cave looks like in under the mountain. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that mountain cave with the like glacial, I don't know, what do we call it? We call it the ice cavern or something. That's what I'm talking about. Like that, the shape that we got in that place. So it's obviously just a bit of trial and error here and jumping on jogger boxes. So if we do that there, just in here and making it look like it's being supported. There we go. Cool. Now that was why I needed to do that. It was because I want to see how I'm going to connect up here to see how I can get a bit of rubble to look like it's falling on here. So there. And on this side here quickly as well. Just little shaping things. And that will make the build look 100 times better. So there. And we'll get rid of that diorite later. One more. Perfect. All right. Now we can get into the shaping things. We need these. We'll need... Did I only have 2 cobblestone stairs? I swear I should have had more than that. Those and... We've even got these, which are great. Because I think we're going to use a lot of mossy stuff around here because, of course, we're underground and we can make it look a lot more dirty and grubby. I think that'll look grubby and dirty. If you ask me, I think it'll give it a grubby, dirty look. There and... Oh, no. We'll do it like that. Yeah, like that. And then one in there. Yeah, perfect. All right, so now we can start shaping this. Just adding in a few of these. And why am I forgetting the most important block of them all? Some of those. Some andesite. So we'll just start texturing it in just to get this to look that little bit more planned. And I got to get rid of that. Put one of these in there. One of those. Yeah, cool. Awesome. All right. I'm cool with these being in front of the door because that door's not really functional. Make it look like it is caved in. There we go. Perfect. Now what I want to do is I want to get on top here. Like I said, actually, I'll go out here. Like I said, I want it to look like it's had rubble falling on it. So that's why I was planning this out. We can then put in a bit over here. And let's dig that in just a little bit. Here. Okay, not there. Like that. Something like that. Let's see how that looks. Maybe one more in here. Not that. I was actually intending for one of these. Okay, my placing skills are not really on point today. Okay, so check that out, and bam. Yeah, that's coming along just very quickly. It's obviously very quick what I'm doing here, but I think this is actually going to work quite well. So what I think I might do is I might just get in a few other things. I want to get some path blocks in here, and we'll go, let's mark off an area to finish today so that we know exactly what we want to do. We'll do over here, let's use some of these because these are obvious. Put some of these out here. So we've got this area here all the way to the roof let's go this area here. So that we've finished this off, we can look at it and we say, that's done. That looks good. So that's the plan. I'll get a few more of these things done. I'll do a bit of the roof, get a bit of vines, get a bit of everything going on in here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm thinking. Alrighty, so what do you think about this? I think it's looking pretty damn good. I think it's starting to come together. Ignore this. This is flat because we've done this side here. As you know, we were busy doing this area here. And I think that's going to look pretty cool. Like having this big pillar in here controlling, well, not controlling, holding up the roof. And this area over here just looking a bit more cavey. I think we still got a lot more stuff we could do here. For instance, adding in a bit more texture onto these worlds. I think this is where the andesite comes in really, really well. Just adding in a little bit more than what this normal stone brick does. The stone, sorry, does. Look at that. That's looking good. That's very, very good. All right, so the last little bit that I think we need to really do, well, not the last, but one of the last few things, is I want to add in a bit more texture onto the ground. Of course, a bit of the stone and stuff would look cool, but I don't think it'll look quite as cool as putting in a bit of grass, and particularly grass for path blocks. So maybe we can even have a few tufts of grass around the place. So let's just do this, add this all in here. For some reason, it actually looks a little bit more greener here than what it does up on the top, which is kind of strange. This is still sunflower. We're in our sunflower plains biome. Yeah, we are. I wasn't sure maybe we hit even a river, actually. I was going to say maybe we hit a river, but a river biome is actually darker normally. It's a more dull color than what these are. So that's interesting, okay? Don't know why. It's probably just the comparison that's maybe making it look a bit more weird. Let's just get those in. Goodbye. And okay, cool. So that's halfway to my plan. And then the next half is adding in a bit of this. Oh, ho, ho. Fix that up there. Let me put one of these in here. Come on. There we go. All right, I must have just been missing it. Oh, man. That's something I wish we could get, like, changed. If you have something that you're trying to place with your shovel, if you've got something in your other hand, it should just let you shovel it. And don't place anything, because the amount of times you shovel something and it gets broken down is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, think of how many times that has happened. Surely it's not just happening to me. I'm pretty sure it's happening to a lot of people. It's just a very frustrating thing when it happens. So let's just go there and there. I mean, I understand why it does, but that's, yeah, it's just something I'd prefer not to. All right, so get some lighting in here just to be careful with the spawns there. Ignore the lighting for a bit. I think we need to get rid of a bit more of this. Yeah, that looks maybe a bit less green. And I think maybe if I put in one block in here. Look, one thing about these path blocks, by the way, is look how cool this is. Very light colors. Colors go dark. I don't know if you can see that. Very subtle, but it adds a little bit of a darkness to the colors, which I really like. That's why I love these path blocks. Just add so much different stuff. Very, very easily. Very, very simply. Awesome. All right. So I think that is the floor done. Now, the very last thing that I want to do is add a little bit of overgrowth in this area. Some stuff that's been growing. As you know, this is underground in a sewage place. There's stuff growing, and I think that's where these oak leaves and maybe even a few spruce and a few jungle could come in handy. Even a bit of birch to make it a little bit more dull might actually work a little bit better even. There we go. Just stuff like this hanging from the roof, I think, is exactly what we need. Let me do that. Yeah, cool. And here, bring some of this down here. Oh, that's not really gonna work with the slab. There, and fantastic. By the way, guys, if you guys want to catch us on a stream, the day that this video is coming on, check out, well, keep an eye out on Twitter, Twitch, and or YouTube to see when we're going live. You guys might be able to catch us on a stream where we're going to be doing a bit of work around the place. I think this is actually looking pretty good. Now, just picture that. That's just a little bit of the area. Maybe I have to get rid of one of those. There. This is just a little bit of the area. I think maybe we've gone a bit too far with the cobblestone, but I think this is working. I think this is good. I think we can work with this. Alrighty, guys. So, pretty much today, I think this is the area. This is the start that we wanted. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I'm super excited to finish off this project. This will be a big project that we're going to finish relatively quickly, so I think it'll be quite fun. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.